Hello, how are you? Got a short motivational message for you today. This is going to be a great day for you. Talking about today procrastination. Well, going from procrastination to activation to going for your dream. There's some people that you know that need to hear this. There are a lot of people who are paralyzed in fear and anxiety, and they feel very challenged right now. And when you are dealing with fear, anxiety, and you feel pressured and challenged, you don't do your best thinking. You start thinking and making decisions about things that have short-term decisions, but long-term consequences. And there's certain things that you have to take care of. And part of what you have to take care of, especially in this time where we are, where we have never seen this, is you. You got to take care of you. You got to have a program for you. And many kids are being left behind because the system has not been designed for this. And our kids, there must be an intervention on our part. There must be an intervention so they don't get left behind, so they don't get shortchanged. I'm reading all kinds of studies that say, well, the kids are doing well. They got all the stuff they need, but the masses being left behind. Because this environment, it's very challenging. And it's our responsibility to step up. This is the time you have to step up. You don't want to put it off. You want to step up. We don't want to wait and see the consequences of not stepping up, the consequences of the school systems not doing what they need to do to prepare our kids to become global citizens, to prepare our kids to become an asset to society rather than a liability. This time you have to step up. I was talking to a friend of mine. He was talking about there's some stuff that needs to be done now. Every day you can do something now that will lead you in the direction of where you want to go. Now. Don't look past this, that I'm going to just leave here empty-handed. No. I'm going to milk it. I'm going to get everything out of it that I can possibly get. And I'll be looking relentlessly. What are the opportunities that I might have missed? What are the relationships that I need to deepen? What are the things that I need to look at that can perhaps turn things in a different direction for me? No, don't look past where we are right now. I have a friend that's going through some stuff right now. And I said, hey, I want to talk to you about overcoming procrastination and becoming an active force in pursuit of your dream, in pursuit of the next greatest chapter in your life. I didn't do what I'm doing now because I didn't believe I could do it. I couldn't see myself doing it. Because you can't see it, don't mean you can't have it. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard. There's some stuff you can do that you don't know. That's why we're encouraged to walk by faith and not by sight. If you believe that, if you things that you didn't think you could do, but you went for it. You went for it. And you were surprised. You surprised yourself. Because some of you listening to me right now, you got a voice, you got a story, you have knowledge, you have experiences. And in this new economy, we're going from brick and mortar to click and order, a new way of generating income, a new way of making an impact, a new way of being influential. And this is your time. You've been putting it off. See, every day, one of the things I do is I make a commitment to know something today that I did not know yesterday. I made a commitment to learn something today that I did not learn yesterday. And some of you are ready. Some of you say, you know what? I do have some knowledge and skills that have some value. That somebody might be interested in. and and go for it. That's for 14 years. I didn't think that my experience of being persistent, my experience of being relentless, when I went for something, I thought that was something that everybody did. It's common sense. But I came to find out it was not common practice. 86% of people, when they attempt to do something and they are rejected, they fail. If they're involved in sales and they encounter a no, 86% of people stop, give up, and go in another direction. See, this thing called life, it happens. You're going to have interruptions. You know, when I was in school, they never gave you a class and said, you will fail your way to success. You're going to have a lot of failures, a lot of disappointments, a lot of setbacks, and a lot of rejections. So get ready. I never had a class. I had a reading, writing, and arithmetic, but never a class on resilience, on resolve. It teaches that. The stuff's going to happen. There are no guarantees in this thing called life. That if you want to create a life that you can be proud of, a life that will make an impact, a life that will be a manifestation of your presence that you've been here, it requires being relentless. It requires being the kind of person that's unstoppable. They don't teach that in school, elementary school, junior high school, college, senior high school. No. And that's why most people, when life slaps them down, they're shocked. Because when you see a lot of movies that start out with a story and things happen, and within an hour, it's solved. Godiva, it's solved. Perry Mason never lost a case for one. It's solved. That conditions your mind to think, and they live ever happily ever after. No. A friend of mine said, named Lois, God loves drama. She said every book in the Bible got some drama in there. She's right. Life is full of drama. Every day something's going to happen to you and someone you love and someone you care about. Over this year that's coming up, at least 3 tragedies. We all get our share. I was looking and strolling through my text messages, found out one of my speakers, Henry Enriquez, was in a car accident. And I saw, oh my goodness. And then I saw something that said, you know, his daughter Ava, she's fine, and the wife, and he's fine. And I saw the car, wow. I was shocked. That's one of my spiritual sons, one of my speakers who know my voice more than my children know it. That was a shocker for me. That was a punch in the gut. I called and couldn't get him. Then I said, well, I'm hoping he's all right. Somebody would have called and told me. So this is a time that you look at yourself and decide to go for it, to do those things that overcome your procrastination with activation. Get actively involved in pursuing your dream. For 14 years, I convinced myself, Les, you don't have a college education. Les, he's going to pay you. Come on now. Les, you don't work for a major corporation. You sold television sets door to door with Sam Axelrod. And you worked at Sears. Excuse me? You're going to become a what? I don't think so. But their conversations really, that was not the deciding factor. You know the deciding factor of my putting off changing people's lives. You know the determining factor? Was me. I'm embarrassed. It's me. People out here, people been asked, if you had your life to live over again, would you change anything? And I hear people say, no. Yeah, and that question, if I had my life to live over again, I would have used those 14 years that I sat on the sideline, those 14 years that I went to seminars and workshops and sat in the audience and watched other speakers. I just spent 14 years investing in myself, 14 years developing myself, because what you do, what you pursue, what you go after is a manifestation of what you believe that you can do. And I didn't believe I can do it. I thought I was distracted. Oh, you need some paper behind your name. No, I didn't believe in me. And I saw people. I remember walking around Bale in Detroit. It's a park that's around 6 miles long, and I'd walk around with other people who wanted to become speakers. All of them had more education than I did. All of them had college education. I have none. All of them had paper behind their name. And after a while, they stopped showing up for the walk. We used the walk to literally mastermind, talk about the things we're going to do, the impact that we're going to make with our lives. So Kadumbo, sometimes you got to become intelligently ignorant. Kadumbo, me, I kept walking. Even though they didn't show up, I kept walking and saying, I give thanks that I am a voice for God. I give thanks that I'm going to motivate and inspire people to pursue their dream. Now, mind you, back at the ranch, I was in the Penobscot building, my office on the 21st floor. I was sleeping on the floor, hiding in the closet from the janitorial staff, me, Boo, and Larry DeAngie, and bathing in the sink down the hall. See, in the good times, you put it in your pocket. The tough times, you put it in your heart. But for 14 years, I didn't go after it. For 14 years, I doubted myself. I don't know you, but here's what I know about you. Based upon my own experience, you got greatness in you. You got greatness in you. And here's something else I know too. I want you to hear me clearly. Your next is better than your now. Got that from Lorraine from Jamaica. She was at my speakers conference this past weekend. Your next, be with that. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto you. Listen to me. Your next is better and more powerful and more impactful and more fruitful than your now. Well, don't judge yourself based upon your now. No, that's behind you now. Your next, oh, come on now. You got to trust God for this. Up in here, up in here. You got to walk by faith and not by sight. Oh, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. Nothing works until you work. Don't put off the things you want to do. Here's something else. Write this down. Make your move before you're ready. I'll make my move. See, I'm just holding out to get all my ducks lined up. Is that right? Well, what if they've already had a heart attack and died? Let me share something with you. A friend of mine, Butter. Oh, she's born to be a star. Butter, she was working a good job. You know what she did? She decided, this is not me. How many of you have ever got to a point that you made a decision that you knew your husband or your wife or your family would say or ask, are you out of your mind? She quit her job. She talked to her husband about it. She quit her job. She decided, this is not me. She walked away from her 401k. She walked away from her pension. And she said it was the best decision she ever made. Why? Because she's living a life that's her. That's her. See, most people are living a misplaced life. I've come to learn, Gary Cox taught me this, and it took me 14 years to get it. When there's an argument between your mind and your heart, where your heart is, there your treasure is also. Follow your heart. That job was not in her heart. She said, hey, I'm out of here. She went from procrastination to activation. No, I'm supposed to sing. See, this thing called life, if there's anything that we've learned from the coronavirus, is how fragile it is. I got a friend that will be cremated today or tomorrow. How fragile it is. But she left a note for me. Life don't owe me any change. Ooh, She lived a full life. She lived a life on her terms. So there's something that Benjamin Franklin said. He said, you may delay, but time will not. And lost time is never found again. You may delay, but time will not delay. It's going to keep going. There goes a second. There goes another second. There goes another second. Another one, another one, another one. Yeah. Uh-oh. Can we rewind the clock? No. You may delay, but time will not. When you lose time, it's never found. Nobody's ever found lost time. I promise you. You got something in you. You were chosen to do the greater work. Jump out of line. Don't follow everybody. And don't even, and sometimes you got to just defy yourself. I've been in situations and my mind said, you know you can't do this. And I said, shut up. I can do it. I can. Sometimes you got to talk to yourself. You got to encourage yourself. It might be the most intelligent conversation you ever have. Yes. This thing called life. Don't procrastinate. Choose to live your life. Act on your ideas. Give yourself a chance. Make you move before you're ready. Oh, if I had enough money. What you have is enough. You have you. Come do what you can with what you now have. Get started. Get started. I tell you, I can't bring back the 14 years that I didn't do this. And part of it, I didn't see anybody who looked like me doing it. So I figured it wasn't available to me. And so after being mentored by Mike Williams, who wrote the book, The Road to Your Best Stuff, and I'm going to ask you something. Who are you around? Make sure you have the right people around you. The right people that can see the potential in you. The right people that have the ability to take you to a place inside yourself that you couldn't go by yourself. And I can remember it like it was yesterday. Brownie, you can do this, man. You go see those guys, they ain't got nothing on you. Mike, I don't have a college education. Come on, Mike. I can't compete with those guys. Brownie, we all born the same way, dumb, naked, and speechless. You can learn. That's what that pandemic has taught us. We've gone from brick and mortar to click and order. If you're not willing to learn in this space where we are, no one can help you. You can say, I'm being enthusiastic and I'm being positive and I'm visualizing and I'm practicing the laws of attraction. Yes. Nothing works until you work. If you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. You'll be wasting your money, your time, and your energy. But if you're willing to learn, I said, I'm ready, Mike. If you're willing to learn, no one can stop you. I'm here to say, that's the truth. I'm exhibit A. No one can stop you. There's a force, there's an energy, there's a power, there's a presence in you. Can do more than you can ever begin to imagine. That's why we're told, judge not according to appearances. No, don't you underestimate yourself. You came here with something in you. You came here to do the greater work. And if you don't do it, we'll all be deprived. Let me share something and listen to me on this. You know what this coronavirus has done? It's made it a level playing field. You say, what? Oh, yeah. Made it a level playing field. Listen to me, Linda. It's made it a level playing field. See, God is in the midst of this. Your enemies have now come out. They've been emboldened. They have shown themselves. And let me share something with you. The only reason people try and hold you down and put systems together to deny you access is because they feel inferior to you. They know who you are. And when you discover the truth of who you are, you won't settle for living a life of mediocrity. You won't settle for living a small life. You won't settle for making the cemetery rich with your dreams, with your potential. You won't allow yourself to surrender to the mental conditioning of not believing in yourself, surrendering to your negative thoughts. No. When you discover the truth of who you are, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free from a life of mediocrity, from a life that's not you. Oh, a life where you create your own 401k and you create your own pension and you give yourself a raise whenever you feel like it. Why? Because you got it like that. Oh, behave. Hello. If that's the kind of life that you feel this energy, if I wasn't speaking to your heart, you wouldn't feel anything now. You'd moved on already. But if you can feel me, if you're ready for that next chapter in your life, you got to fight for it. Make your move before you're ready. Invest in you. Bet on you. I am so glad that I made the decision. People say, I wouldn't change anything. No, I would. Let me tell you something. If I get those 14 years back, of traveling around the world, changing people's lives, living my making, answering the call, job, what you get paid for, but a calling is what you're made for, doing God's work, serving, leaving a legacy. You want to live your life in such a way that the future you will say, good job. The future you will say, I'm proud of you. The future you would say, I know it wasn't easy. That was a tough decision. You had a lot of opposition, but I'm so glad that you said yes to living a larger life. I'm so glad that you were willing to commit yourself to learn something new that will take the handcuffs off your mind and allow you to live out of your imagination rather than your past. I'm so glad that you did not lose the vision. I'm so glad that you realize, he said, I'll give you all your eyes can see. Come, great one. Keep 6 feet from me. I'll give you a virtual hug. Gotcha. Oh, you have something special. Put off procrastination. Eliminate it with activation. Go for your dream. Live life on your terms. Decide that you're going to live the rest of your life in a way that you will make it the best of your life. You have something special. You have greatness in you. There's some people waiting to hear your voice. There's some people waiting that the information and knowledge and the things you've gone through will become their survival guide to help them get through this time where we are. We are here because of God's grace and mercy. We are here because our assignment is not through. This thing called life, it consumes you. This thing called life. Just to revisit what Benjamin Franklin said, you may delay doing what it is you're supposed to do, living your dream, speaking to the masses. But time will not, and lost time is never found again. Bye for now. He's on fire. Yes, he is.